Hello and welcome to Rally Race Guys, episode 20 of the rally car build. So recently, me and Ryan, who's just sat over there, he doesn't want to be on camera, so we put the cage in the other day. It took us about 40 minutes-ish to get it all in after bending it and contorting it through getting it back in. But today we've got a bit of a mission on our hands. We've got to try and get the seat bars in, and we've done some measuring up to try and get sort of where we want them, but the reason we've got to get them in tonight, because tomorrow night I get my seat and then we're trying it in. So this episode is about how to install a competition seat with welded in seat bars and bolt-in rails. So without further ado, we'll show you what we've done through measuring. So as you can see, get out of the way, we've got some nice pretty green lines and some numbers. So if I come over the other side, one of my friends, Andrew, as you know, he rallies a 205 also, and he gave me the measurements for his seat bars, because when I sat in his in the Isle of Man, it fitted me pretty well. So we can go off his seat rails, other than my rails, my seat brackets from OPB that I got a while ago, which was roughly a year ago. I got these because I got these in the Auto Sports show. I got free delivery and some money off as well. But I like the quality of OPB, so we're going to get some more stuff hopefully this year as we're going this weekend. But these are shorter than Andrew's. They're about 30mm shorter, so we've got to account for that into our measurements. So as you can see, we've taken the measurements of this hole and this hole, which is the shortest one, which is 24.5mm. So roughly you can see where the lines line up. So we've got maximum forward and backwards as well. Where the green lines are, that's where the centre of, if you draw a straight line in the tube of these, we're going to draw a straight line in the tube, and that's where it's going to sit. So they're going to sit there and there, as well also there and there. So we've got, because we've no floor pan is straight unless you make it yourself, we're going to have to grind these down to length and around. So this is at not 90 degrees to that, it's a little bit over, it's probably around 100 degrees, and then this is actually arced and this is concaved in as well. So we've got to account for all of that. So we've measured the other ones, and that's what all these numbers are for, so we don't forget them. So this one across here, for our reference, is 49 centimeters, and this across here is about 52. We've done them oversize, so we can grind away with the grinding disc to get them to fit perfectly. But we're only going to tack these in for now, because I imagine we're going to have to move them back or forth or down, up or down, whatever suits the car. That'll only happen, well, we'll only know that once we've got the seat in, once we've got the steering wheel in, and I can actually physically feel how far I'm away from the steering wheel and how far I'm away from the pedals, because they're the main instruments. Gear stick doesn't really matter, because or it does, but it's mainly about the steering wheel, if I can get full lock and what have you, and also to the stalks as well. So we'll be back with you later once we've ground these down and shaped them to the tunnel and the chassis rail, and then we'll get on with tacking them in, and then we've got to do the other side as well. So this will be one video but it'll be split over 2 days. But yeah, so see you in a bit.
Yeah, she's got some nice long hair, and you know that she's a bad chick. All the boys stare, can't help it, it's a habit. Clothes that she wears, short skirt and a jacket. I just wanna get her all alone on a mattress. I just wanna have it, I just gotta have it. Rumors all around say her body is fantastic. All natural, not a piece of fur is plastic. Head to her toes, yeah, they say that she's a latch. Yeah, the whispers all around say she has a reputation. Don't believe it till I see it, so I want a demonstration. And I've always learned it better with a hands-on education. So I need a private session if you get what I'm saying. And they say that she's not easy, no, she's really complicated.
Yeah, okay, so we've just finished grinding. So we've cut both passenger side and driver's side. We've actually cut the driver's side a little bit bigger, 10mm each side, or each tube bigger, because the driver's seat will be higher because the driver has to see more, and also the co-driver needs to be low down to get the centre of gravity down of the car, and as far back so the centre of gravity is in the middle, by the fuel tank. So I've cut mine 49 and 52. Michael has cut his 50 and 53 centimetres. So they're both ready. So this is just to show you how much fettling we need. This is probably still a little bit high, so we're going to have to do some fettling anyway. But this is really high, and as you can tell, I've got my handy level, not of HSBC, so yeah, it's not that good. Go on, so that would be level, and you can see that's on the floor. That's definitely not level, because the bubbles here, to bring it back into line, we'd have to come up. So we have to come up a fair amount. So we're going to have to drop this, but that'll only drop when we start cutting away and grinding away these tubes to suit the tunnel and the chassis rail. But we'll get on with doing that, and hopefully these will get fitted relatively shortly. So all we've done at the moment is mark out. So we've marked out these, got the distances, and now we're suiting these to it. These, if you're thinking where are the seat mounts going to mount to, this is what they mount to. So these will get put on here and then welded on fully around there. But I'm not going to put these on until tomorrow. I'll mark them up where they need to go for tomorrow, after I've positioned the seat and where I want it, and then we'll get with welding and what have you. So this will be later on in the video, but as I said, we'll get these fitting nicely and hopefully a bit more level than they are currently, and we'll get these tacked in, and then we will come back tomorrow later in the video and then show you how to actually fit a seat and see where the harness bar goes as well in relation to the cage. But yeah, so see you in a bit. Okay, so we have now done both sides roughly. Michael's just going to finish off one bar of the other side. But now we're just going to tack them in. We're not going to fully weld them, we're going to tack them, because when we fully weld them, we need these plates behind them. They sit wherever they're going to sit, so they distribute the load. So we fully seam weld these around all four corners, then we weld onto the top of these. So we've got 4 plates, but obviously 4 contact points. So just for the time being, we're just going to eye everything up. Because we don't have a proper level, we can't really do anything. So we need to level this side up, and then this side up, and then we need to obviously do it to the car. But today we don't have it, so we're just eyeballing it, just so we can get roughly where it needs to be, because obviously we can make up to 5mm adjustment left or right, or more than that. We can do 5mm on the fine adjustment on the rails. Then we've got well over 30mm on the actual rails as well, once these are welded in. So worry not, we can go forward and backwards, left and right. So we just need to get them level and get them in, so we can get these sort of positioned in the right place as well. We're going to tack weld this side in and then this side in. We're literally only doing a tack weld, and it'll be enough so I can sit on it, that's all. And then when it comes to it, which will be after I've set everything up and I've sorted it and I've faffed around and what have you, then I'll fully weld them in and do it precise with a level, etc. So let's get welding. So that now is in. So it's only a small tack weld on both sides. I tested it there, and we're all good. So let's get on with this one. So again, it moved again, but we're not too worried. It moved 5mm, so when it comes to grinding it away, I'll just flat it back and move it back into line. But a good point that we found is that this bar has got a seam, so we used that as our datum because that was the straightest thing we could have. So we've had that pointing upwards, so we can use our datum lines, as I said just a minute ago. Oh, there you go. So evidently they weren't strong enough, so welding again. So that isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So now all we've got to do is finish up the other side, and today we are done. So this will be about halfway through the video, and we'll come back in a minute once we've finished it, and I'll show you what we've done and how far we've got. It's surprising how long it takes, literally taking it from flat ends to try and get it like this one, just to take a little bit off, to take less than 5mm off, but it's got to be so precise, obviously, because we've got to weld this and we've got to get a nice bead around it and etc. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to get through it, so we've been doing this now for a little over probably an hour and a half. This is including filming, so you could probably do it in about 2 hours to tack them in, but to fully weld them, it's probably going to be, so to get from this point to putting the plates in and then putting the things in, with a seat on and what have you, you're going to look into 6 to 8 hours to properly set it up. You'll need a helmet, you'll need a hands device, so you know, with obviously your steering wheel in and your pedal box in, so you know where you're going to sit. So if you're going to hit the head off the cage or what have you, you can preempt it now, and if you need to lower the seat, you can lower it manually. You can lower it by grinding these out and dropping them, grinding a little bit off, dropping them a little bit, welding them back in, trying it again. Obviously we have literally got only one shot, we've got one night to do it, so that's why we're not too worried about it, because we can fettle it later on. But as I said, back previously when we had this bar in and the cube here, it was relatively high, so, and obviously there was the extra seat on top of that. So now we're going properly low, so we're going the other side, and the co-driver, probably me, or probably because I know what the co-driver's seat looks and feels like and what have you. So I'll probably do this one first and get this one set up, because I know that one, and then it will take a lot longer to get the driver's seat back up and set up, because I have driven obviously a rally car. I've driven them. I've driven friends, but I've never done it in a rally situation. So it's going to be a weird. It's going to be weird setting up for myself. So I've always jumped in a car and just got on with it. But yeah, so we'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, so we have now tacked the other side in, or the driver's side in. As I said earlier, it's not that precise because we haven't got the level and we've done it by eye. So I'll just quickly show you what we've done. I'll just grab the light. So literally I've tacked here, I've tacked here in here, down here, and 2 on this side, so they won't twist either end, so I can put my full body weight on them with a seat and what have you. And I've done the same on that side, so we're all good. So we're all good for tomorrow. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll literally, I'll turn that off. Tomorrow I'll be getting the seat, putting the seat rails on it, putting them in and testing it. So before we do that, we've got to put the co-driver's, put the co-driver's footrest in and the steering wheel. But tomorrow I'll bring my helmet and my hands device, so we've got the proper head clearance and what have you, because I might have to lower the seat, but I don't know what I'll have to do, because I've never sat in this car, this specific car. I've done it in a 205. I haven't sat in this car with a helmet, so or I have, but that was with the standard seats about a year and a half ago. So, and I was hitting the cage just here, and I was very, very close to the roof as well. So the drop in height should aid us a lot. But yeah, so I'll see you later.